The Democrats' crusty cue ball. James Carville begging his party to stop effing around on all the cultural stuff.
The economic system in the United States has got to change, and it's gone way too far in favoring old people, favoring savers, favoring homeowners, favoring all of the stuff that we are, and it's screwed this younger generation. And I think the Democrats, as I pointed out in the piece, is quit around with all this cultural stuff and start talking about people's wages, start talking about what we can do to protect people who are trying to make it, and particularly young people.
My goodness. Brit Hume isn't looking good. And speaking of whacked out Dems, the Nashville Democrat who said that she hates Nashville isn't backing down.
I'm wondering, do you think it was a mistake to say that?
Once again, I was a private citizen. Nashville is my home. Do I roll my eyes at the bachelorette parties and the pedal taverns that are blocking my access to my house? Yeah, every Nashvilleian does. But this race has always been about something bigger.
Something bigger. Jessica, there's a chance she could win, right? So what, okay, maybe the Republicans suck in the Nashville. That could be it. But what does it say about somebody who hates on the city and doesn't like cops and she still wins? That can't be, it's because the Democrats are so awesome. It says something about the suicidal empathy of a liberal city. You just hand it over to somebody who hates you. It's like dating somebody who hates you.
Well,
you know that.
We all do that for some portion of our lives. But I think it's most of all a reflection on how badly the Republicans are doing and how much Donald Trump is disliked in this moment. It's a Trump plus.
No, I'm talking about, look, I know you're going to go to Trump, but it's more about the candidate in.
Mike Van Epps.
Yes.
Yes. The guy, he's, Matt, sorry. Been on TV all day. Mike Johnson has to fly in to do a rally with him this morning and get Donald Trump on the phone. He won by 22 points. This wasn't like it was close. But what is it?
Yes,
what is it about? The cost of living is up $650 per family from last year.
In Nashville?
Yes. They don't think that Donald Trump has a plan, or the Republicans have a plan to lower their cost of living.
From last year.
Since Donald Trump has been president, their lives are $650 more expensive.
Why is that?
Because of his useless tariffs.
Is it because gas went up?
I'm
just trying to get the points out. I'm trying to help you, Jessica.
I think I'm doing absolutely fine on it. And I think that she is right as well, that there are people who live in Nashville who understand that she's complaining about the tourism part of it, like how you complain about your neighborhood, which you dearly love. And
that's crime. That's violent crime. It's not about tourists. Tourists saved my neighborhood. Okay. Like they saved New York.
This is the problem, and this is what the dynamic will be going through the midterms.
You've taken over this segment, Jessica. I need to move on.
Are you? This is a sick joke.
They told me to move on. I was kidding.
No,
it's funny. It's funny to me anyway.
I'm
Emily. So Jessica agrees with me that this candidate hates cops, and hates the people of Nashville. What does it say if the city still elects her?
That probably a bunch of Californians moved in and carry their policies.
That's the answer I wanted, Jessica.
This is my.
You two just get a room today.
We match. We're in gray. It's like prom. My issue with her, the number one horrifying thing about her is her public disdain, obviously, for law enforcement, her hatred for them. Bachelorette party is a close second. But here's what I don't understand, because this is what I see as an infection of the Democrat Party, is that they continue going out there and saying, as she did in her op-ed in 2019, which because of the paywall, I only read the first paragraph. She said, racism is in the air we breathe. She said, here in Tennessee, it's all privileged white politicians. It's all white supremacy. And then she, as a white woman, thinks that she and her voice is more important than those communities of color, the young Black children, all of the victims of the lynching and terror and violence against communities of color. She is a hypocrite. She is power hungry, and she is part of this toxic tumor where no matter what community she pretends to represent, she will always tell them to their face, I speak for you in a better way than you can speak for yourself, because she's just another power-hungry, pig-headed white woman who thinks she knows better than any person of color she pretends to actually speak for.
You know, if you ever want to get something from behind a paywall, you just cut and paste it, put it in Grok, and go, tell me what's behind the paywall. It works. All right, Dana.
Yes.
You want to talk about Carville or Act 10?
Well, first of all, yeah, when she said her biggest problem with her was what she'd said. My biggest problem is how she spells her first name. What is going on with that?
You know, it probably has some Danish heritage or
Probably.
something. You're going to have to apologize.
I might have to apologize to the Danes. Actually, no. Actually, specifically not. Okay, I want to talk about this, though. I've said from the beginning, since Mom Donnie was on the scene, this is coming to a city near you. This is where the energy is. Whoever is in power in the White House typically has a hard time in that first midterm. AOC has figured out, okay, she's picking people. Matt Van Epps, you could not find a better candidate. He checks he's an amazing American, this patriotic guy. And he's willing to serve, and yet it's this close. I do think that he will win.
I hope he
does. But the fact that it is close is a warning sign to Republicans everywhere that this Democratic energy from the far left is not going to stop. And it won't be Jessica necessarily, but you'll have Democrats. Maybe Harold will say, she's not a real Democrat. No, like this is actually where the party is going. She campaigned with AOC the weekend before the election. That tells me that they're not worried about her.
Yeah, that's the thing, Jesse. I get the sense that over time, this is going to happen with every city. The left moves into the city, they elect leftists, and then everyone but the rich leaves, or people that work at Fox. Stuck here.
You're up for another contract soon, Greg? I think you
I don't know if I can make it.
be fine. You do look a little verklempt. So Carville, I think we buried the headline, said that they lost the culture war. So let's just all take a moment. Yes, we beat you. But there is another problem, and his advice is strong. He's saying rage against the machine. And the machine is run by boomers. And the younger generation hates the boomers because they think they destroyed the American dream. And a little bit they did. Remember, they opened up China, they opened up the borders, they globalized, and they crashed the housing market. And then they monkeyed around with a virus, and then they locked everything down and spent trillions of dollars, jacked up rates, so you couldn't get cheap money to buy homes and get loans. So they're stuck. And they caused all these problems, and now they're electing people even more far left to fix them. Now, these people don't have any solutions. In fact, what they're saying is going to make it worse. They're saying, take out a huge loan and get a DEI degree. Don't get married. Don't have babies. That's what they're saying.
Literally no one is campaigning on that.
Yeah, no, that's what the media and the left has been arguing for all of these years, Jessica, is that global warming is caused by children and cars and big homes. And you should put off marriage. So you should work and have a career and freeze your eggs and don't get married and have babies till you're 45. And then you're freaking out because you can't afford anything. And then you just blame Republicans. This is not how this works.
Not wrong.
Tomorrow, I will explain everything how to fix this.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.